So this is your friend's car?
Yeah, it's my best friend Milton's car. We started working on this car when we were 15 years old. We found it in a man's backyard. Under a tarp with no tires, no axles, no motor, no seats, just a shell of a 68 Dodge Charger.
Oh, so it's a 68, not a 69.
And the first thing we did was converted the rear tail lights to 69.
Okay.
And throughout our high school years, we created a General Lee. We've actually jumped this car one time.
You jumped it?
Yeah, we didn't mean to do it. It was an accident.
Oh, okay.
we were riding through a field, man, and we didn't see about a 4-foot hump. We were only 16 years old. And he turned around to say something to a girl that was in the back seat, and he kind of floored it a little bit, turning around. And when we hit that, we went 4.5 feet off the ground, 12 feet in distance, and drug this front sway bar 186 feet before we stopped.
Whoa.
You didn't flip it, did you?
No, we didn't flip it. We tore the radiator out of it and tore the sway bar out from underneath.
How long ago was that?
That was about 15 years ago.
15.
So
So
you actually made the jump?
Yeah, we made it. The car actually survived the entire
just like
thing.
the Duke boys. So you
Yeah.
guys were both in there like the Duke boys.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long?
We actually dressed as them at the time.
No
Yeah, we
way!
did both
So you're
of
doing
them.
a jump
He
just
was-
as the Duke boys
Yep.
in the car.
He was Milton, the owner of the car, Milton Dacus. He would dye his hair blonde and do Luke's Bo's clothes, and I would, I had brown hair and had hair at the time. And I would do Luke, and we would go like to Golden Park in Columbus, Georgia, and do Dukes of Hazzard night, drive the car around the field and stuff like that.
This is great.
It's his passion. It's everything to him.
Wow. How many shows a year like this does he do?
Roughly 10, some local, some, far away from home. We're actually from Smith Station, Alabama.
Oh, from Alabama. Okay, so
Right.
you've driven quite a ways to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Now, we
okay.
drove 890 miles to Livingston Parish, Louisiana to
For
go
that.
to a Duke's reunion down there.
Yeah, that's right. I remember when they had that event. Was that pretty big?
It wasn't nothing like this. It was a way smaller event than this, but the entire cast was there. You got the signatures on the back of the
Yeah, I got to get
General.
a shot of those signatures. Yeah, that looks great.
You also got the signatures on the cop car here too.
Okay. Now, what's the deal with the sign about Corey Eubanks' show I see on the front?
Actually, Milton and Corey have become quite good friends on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Milton just started making little things about Corey's stunt stories on YouTube.
Oh,
And
okay.
Corey Eubanks was just really, he was emailing him a lot. He sent him actually a huge picture that's like 4x2 of the bus he flipped in Fast 5, and signed it, Milton, your good friend Corey Eubanks. I mean, so Milton's got some. We've also had, oh my good, James Best has called us personally and wants he got us in contact with Sonny Sawyer, who now calls Milton regularly on the phone, and when they're local, we use the General Lee and the cop car at their shows for them, no charge.
Great. That's wonderful.
Right.
I love the interior too.
Yeah.
Nice and rough.
Well,
Look at that flag.
That's what I keep telling him. He wants to redo the car, and
No, leave it the way it is.
No,
huh?
I begged him not to touch it. We did this car when we were 15 years old. It's had one paint job on the hood since then because the blowback caught the hood on fire, and we had to repaint the hood. But other than that, all the body work, everything that's been done in this car were done by two 16-year-old kids. And I don't think we did too bad a job on it. To me, it's got a lot of people ask us, is this an original General Lee from the show? No, it's not. It is a replica, but I believe it's the best replica.
Wow. Okay.
Because it has that rustic look and the old feel to it. And if you stick your head inside the windows, you can still smell the old. It takes you back to 69, 68 when this car was built. And it was truly meant to be a General Lee, if you ask me.
That is
I mean,
cool.
this car is just, it's been such a big part of our lives since we were kids,
Mm-hmm.
I remember he was just a scrawny little kid behind the wheel, barely see over it, driving it around. We had spray painted the doors orange and put spray paint 01s on them, just because we just love the Dukes.
Okay.
It's a part of our life, just like our kids,
Yeah. Well, I sure appreciate your time. It was
No
nice
problem.
to meet you.
Nice to meet
You're
you
a great
too.
friend to Milton.
Thank you. He was like, well, they just don't tell me nothing.
Don't pull pull a knife in Texas. Darren Gallagher. We're here with Darren Gallagher. So Darren, this is the official debut of your book right here at this event, right?
Well, this is, yeah.
Okay, so tell us about this book. What was the impetus for this book? Where does this book come from?
The impetus for the title? You know what, actually it was really funny that we're standing right here because you'll be able to get a shot of this in a second when I point to it. But when I found out I was coming to America, my mother came to see me because she thought I was going to get killed here. Because in Australia, all we know about America and Australia is things we see relating to non-fiction and fictional violence, a government that wants to pick fights with every other country. So I had to comfort my mum and say, look, I'm sure people are alive in America too, Mum. I'm sure there's something good there. Let me just go and find out what that is.
Great.
And within seconds of arriving, someone tried to mug me.
No way. Where was that?
In Texas.
In Texas? Okay, so that's where the title comes from.
Yeah.
Don't pull a knife in Texas. Okay.
This guy at knife point, he says, give me your wallet. And I said, look, just as Americans don't know much about Australia, they probably derive everything they know from Outback Steakhouse, which is nothing like we eat, Foster's, which we don't drink, and probably Crocodile Dundee,
Right.
who got a facelift and married an American woman and moved out of the country anyway. So, and then so what we get out of America is this violent stuff. Now, humorously, where I've been put today,
I'm gonna come around.
Check out this children's slippery dip behind you. Now, in Australia, on our slippery dip, an axe murderer, surely on the top of a children's slide,
Yeah.
an axe-wielding maniac.
Nice.
What the hell's that about? So what this is a non-fiction adventure book. And here's the takeaway point.
Okay.
If you want to have fair weather friends, meet your friends on a sunny day. If you want to meet high caliber people, go out when it's raining.
Yeah, there you go. I believe that. So this is the official debut, though. The book is brand new.
No one other than everybody here today has seen this book.
Okay. And you chose this Dukes of Hazzard event to unveil your book.
Yeah, because I wanted to sell it amongst real people doing real stuff.
And it really is about, I think you were telling me a moment ago, going to the Hazzard Homecoming event in 2012 in August.
Yep.
Over there in Virginia, and your adventure doing that,
yeah,
right?
well, non-fiction adventure is gorgeous because why would I read a book about two people that don't exist when I can read a book about people that do?
Cool.
One of the things I did when I was writing this book, the reason it's A5 and the reason it's like this inside with little chapters and little points, little topics as it goes through, is because I don't like books to be chunky and in my way when I carry them. It's a travel book, so it should be able to fit flat in a bag, in your handbag, in your briefcase. And also, when I'm reading a book, one of the things that my parameters had to be light, because when I fall asleep reading, my book hits me in the face when I'm in bed. So that was one of the things.
So practical reasons.
Yes, so soft paper.
Okay, soft.
And short blurbs so people can read a bit and put it down every time they want to read it.
Great. Well, thank you. Much good wishes to you for your book.
Thank
I
you
hope
very
that you
much.
sell a lot of copies. Thanks for talking to us.
Live long and prosper.